Good evening and welcome back to another stream as part of our historical chronology playthroughs. And yeah, tonight we're gonna start with the next game in the historical order list, and that is going to be Rise of the Ronin. It's a game I actually initially had on the list, but at some point decided to take down after getting the impression that it might not be the best PC port on one hand, which it definitely wasn't, but now supposedly has been, patched and fixed. And on the other hand, having some historical, how do you say, acronyms? But after reviewing the game and, also the setting, which I actually find very interesting because it's, a time of change in Japan truly, because, it's kind of like when American trade relations are being established and a lot of supposed progress is being brought over to Japan. Lots of new technologies and, Western influence. So it's quite a time of change and also of civil war, similar to what's gonna happen in, the Americas. It's gonna definitely be kind of like mirrored in a way, like some of the core conflicts that are being taken out in both countries. And decided that, it's actually much more my interest than I initially thought. Because when I did my first, kind of like superficial kind of like research about the game, I just looked up when it was set, when the general, setting is. And like many games on the list, it was also like something I just had like a general interest in, but I didn't really dive into much further. And I decided, let's give this a chance and see how it is. And just like give it a try. Why not? But welcome in everyone. Good evening. Hello there, Bursty-chan. Yo. And how's it going? Hello there, Dr. Darling. Good evening. Indeed, yeah, I decided to play it after all. I definitely took my time, really kind of like getting more of an impression of the game and what to kind of like expect. But honestly, I kind of look forward to it. It does look like it could be some good fun, especially with the combat. And what's kind of like funny is like this, of course, made by the guys behind Neo and Wolong, as you know. But one of the critique points was basically that it's like too grounded and too historical in comparison to games like Neo and stuff, So that for me was like a positive, like one of the things that made me go like, okay, maybe I should give this a chance after all. Now there's definitely gonna be some wackiness, but as we've learned in this, historical order run, is that we shouldn't really hold any game to too high of a historical standard, because they're always gonna make like deviations from history, and that's fine that we do. And this game is I guess following with footsteps. But I'm quite looking forward as well to having a Japanese studio, kind of like represent Japanese history. So I'm looking forward to see how the setting, I guess, in general will be represented. And yeah, it wasn't because of you, Dr. Darling. Except for the fact that you kind of like brought it back to my attention, because if you hadn't, then I probably would have skipped over it at this point, since I technically had it taken out of the list at some point. So it was a good reminder, but I'm glad that you did that, because, that way I could kind of like review the game again, since I had a little bit forgotten about the fact that it was set, you know, basically around the time that we are now in the auto run. So yeah. Hello there, like welcome in, dude. Ninja Krogan, that's me. How's it going, dude? I think you're actually the only person I ever saw play this game before, Gizleg. Back when it came out in 2024 on the PlayStation 5 exclusively at that point. Neo is very lore accurate if you remove all the demons, basically all enemies. Well, in that case, nothing is really lost, right? But yeah, it's a bit of an introduction here to this game. Rise of Ronin is a 2024 ARPG, I guess also JRPG in a way, that has elements from like Souls-like games, but also is the first open world game, I think, created by Team Ninja, the team behind, yeah, the Neo series, for instance. So they also have like definitely Assassin's Creed like open world elements as well in this. And yeah, it kind of like sets us in a time of great change of Japan, because the game starts in 1853 and is kind of like, yeah, representing the so-called Bakumatsu, which are the final years of the Edo period. Now, the Edo period itself lasted from 1601 to roughly 1868. I think that's the end of the game as well, actually. I think this is when Rise of Ronin actually ends in that year. So it's kind of the period that started very shortly after AC Shadows ended, which was like the last time that we actually spent time in Japan in the historical order run. So we kind of like missed the whole Edo period, I guess, except for the like, you know, very end here. But yeah, it's gonna be a very different time from Shadows, and we're especially getting now in the years, I guess, of the 1800s, where a lot of technological advancements are being made, and yeah, the, you know, kind of like industrial age is, you know, on the rise everywhere. Like also in the Americas, you know, they already use like railways, I think, at this point, and they have like steam-powered ships, which they actually used to arrive in Japan, I think. And it's also gonna be like a growing thing, creating conflict between the north and south of the Americas itself, which of course eventually leads to the Civil War in America as well. Because the north is kind of like in America, you know, really embracing the technological advancements and industrialization, whereas the south is still, you know, requiring manual labor, which was often performed by slaves. And yeah, that's in the Americas around this time something that will lead to the Civil War, or as we also call it, the War of Secession, between the Unions in the north and the Confederates in the south. And that's of course also going to be something we will dive into with the next game after Rise, or during Rise of Ronin, which is a 2006 first-person shooter by History Channel and Activision, called Civil War: A Nation Divided. But yeah, as far as I understand it, the conflict in a way definitely mirrors, you know, the Civil War in Japan to a degree. But since Rise, you know, covers about 15 years total, from 53 to 68, this game will kind of like be played in between, and I don't have like a very specific timeline, you know, built out, unlike I had for like, you know, Syndicate or like Unity, which puts, you know, each mission into like a very specific order. I didn't do that for Rise because it's my first time playing it, and there's not that that much community engagement around the games either. But the game definitely displays, I think, when you're reaching another year. So that way we can kind of like, determine the breaking point, I guess, of when to switch over to this game. And back again to Rise. And then of course in the same year that Rise ends, Syndicate already starts. Hello there, Wicked. Welcome in. Good evening. Hello there, Assertive. Welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. Ah, really, Dr. Darling? Huh. A weapon you can't parry with? Yeah, I wouldn't be too much of a fan of it either. Because that's like half the fun in Souls-like games, isn't it? Apparently this game will also be quite heavy on the parrying. But I guess makes sense if it's, Souls-like inspired. Hello there, Torrent. Welcome in. Good evening. The pairing is very rhythmic. Could it be that it's maybe something that AC Shadows got inspired by? Because when I saw a bit of gameplay of this, it definitely reminded me of like in Shadows, where you have to parry like multiple attacks back to back. Very often. Kind of AC1 vibes, but Ninja Gaiden pace. I've never played the Ninja Gaiden games. But yeah, I look forward to playing it. I mean, I dabbled like into the early minutes of this game, just kind of like have a bit of a benchmark test. And the very early exposure to combat felt quite good, I would say. But I feel like when it comes to this game, the combat is often taken out as like, one of the best things about the game, really. Sounds like Sekiro. Yeah, another game I yet haven't played, but I do of course know about that game's reputation for parrying. But yeah, so what's kind of cool also about Rise is going to be the fact that it has a database similar to the Assassin's Creed games, which I learned recently as well. So we won't have to resort too much to Wikipedia, I think, and stuff to kind of like learn about the backgrounds, because the game will already provide quite a bit to when it matters. But we're gonna see if it's like as extensive as Assassin's Creed databases or not. And then maybe, add some more information. But yeah, when the game starts, it's kind of like during the Perry expedition, and I believe he's also one of the first characters you meet in the game. Because he's the one leading, the ships to Japan and getting kind of like an agreement signed, which I think like open up trade between certain ports of Japan and the Americas. But yeah, sounds like it was hostile negotiations though. Because he was pretty much prepared to open fire if the Japanese wouldn't take kindly to them. But yeah, I would say so much, to the introduction of this and kind of like explaining why this game is the next and not a History Channel as initially announced on Discord. But yeah, I would say let's get into the game. Also, what's the chat doing over there? I just realized that it wasn't properly positioned. Pretty sick intro, I will say. I doubt that every cutscene is gonna be like this. But yeah, I like that introduction to the game, though. Kinda getting the first impression. Because I guess a lot of information you wouldn't necessarily be able to find on English wiki. That makes sense, yeah, with this game also being developed and researched by a Japanese team. Thank you, game. Don't need to watch that twice. Some weapons don't allow you to parry when they are transformed, sometimes because you use both hands to wield them. Gotcha. That's definitely annoying. But you kind of like have to use like a, you know, gun or swords, I guess. I guess in general the Bloodborne counters are a bit different. But yeah, sucks that you can't counter with two-handed weapons. So yeah, Torrent, this game I think wasn't honestly the best port to PC when it launched. In fact, it had like a pretty bad reputation for like being a very bad port, but so were like a lot of the games from the developers that made it to PC, I think. However, at this point, it's supposed to have been patched and run much better. And I've done like a little bit of like testing around with the game, and it seemed to run like alright, I guess. Like I didn't notice any like too bad, you know, like frame drops or anything. But that could of course change. I have to kind of like see how the game runs when I play a bit more of it. This is my first time really, you know, playing it now, so not too sure how it holds up over a longer playtime. Hello there, Maxi. Welcome in, dude. I was actually wondering what's up with my death counter there. I just switched over to that to the main scene, so I didn't see that before. But let me try refreshing. Okay, should be good. Thanks for pointing that out, dude, and good evening to you. I hope the rest of Red Dead Redemption went well today. And yeah, doing pretty good. Been a, like regular work Monday over here. Which is always like a bit more, I guess, than like another day of the week. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like for Monday was relatively chill, I guess. And yeah, decided to make a start on this game. Decided to include it into my timeline after all. And kind of looking forward to it, I have to say. Like, I think the setting is really interesting behind this game. The final years of the Edo period. Ah, gotcha. That's interesting. I'm not sure I had that happen before. But I guess I might also usually start StreamerBot before OBS, perhaps. And yeah, I don't blame you. In typical Rockstar fashion, they kind of like show you a tutorial once, right? And then you're supposed to have learned the mechanic to the dot. Or Rockstar's just like putting a 5-second text, on the screen in like a border that you don't even see. It's like, oh yeah, I totally remember exactly what to do now. But yeah, the duels can be a bit tricky for sure. Like nailing the timing on those. And yeah, same here, dude. I've only ever seen Gistek play this one before. I guess the fact that it launched exclusively for PlayStation 5, made it so that not that many people maybe could play it as well. But I'm glad it now made its way to PC and yeah, can now be enjoyed over here. It's good. I'm looking forward to finding out for sure. But yeah, let's start a new game here. So we're just gonna play on regular difficulty. We have Dawn, Dusk, and Twilight. There's also supposedly a fourth difficulty option, but you only unlock that after playing through the game once. People Suduma the second, something is set in Japan and in any way historical. Yeah. It's unfortunate, that some people can't have that much of an open mind. Rise of Ronin is a fictional story that takes inspiration from a time of expansion in Japanese history. Throughout the gaming journey, players will encounter... Thank you, game. Even reading fast. You don't get to read everything.
3 centuries ago, Japan was unified under the Tokugawa shogunate. It closed its doors to the rest of the world. For a time, the island nation prospered. Yet despite its apparent tranquility, conflict brewed beneath the surface. Feudal lords known as daimyo were kept under strict surveillance. In public, they were loyal. But the coals of discontent were slowly being fanned towards conflagration. Deep in the mountains of Kurosu, weapons were secretly forged in preparation for rebellion. But the Shogun's forces got wind of the plan and took terrible and bloody reprisals. did not count on another type of weapon being forged in Kurosu. Warriors known as the Veiled Edge. Skilled in both subterfuge and the way of the sword, these nameless assassins were unmatched in their abilities. Under the tutelage of a master, the Bladesmith, they honed their skills in pairs called Blade Twins.
Go!
Separately, formidable. Together, unstoppable. Blade Twins are forever tied together by the bonds of fate.
I like an introduction to the character creation. You know how it goes from the cutscene over to the sword and showing you that you have either option to play as. But yeah, so as I said, this game definitely has Souls-like elements, and the Neo games itself are Souls-like games, right? Like, I never played them, but I'm pretty sure they are. Oh, hold on, 1 second. Alright. So yeah, this game has a full-on character creation mode. So you can really fully, you know, customize a character. Make them also look like super wild if you want to. You can choose initially between male and female. I do want to play as a male character in this playthrough. But yeah, just to give you like a glimpse of it, you know, it can really like look completely different if you wanted to. Now, I kind of want to have my characters look like the default version, to be honest. Like, I don't want to dabble around with any of the customization. I want to have them look like, you know, the cover of the game, which is, I guess, the preset 1. But I will kind of like customize, you know, like, for example, minor things like facial hair, you know. For example, we could go ahead and give this dude, who's like the base preset, this fancy beard, mustache, and goatee combo. This one, nah. But yeah, I'm thinking about this mustache combo. That's kind of like the look I went for my test run. Just like the default preset and give him like a beard. But yeah, for one, like I want to have like the canon look if there is one, I guess. And I also want the twins to kind of like look like the twins, you know? So by going with the default version, you know, we kind of like have it going by default and I don't have to spend too much time here. I love this beard, this mustache. If made by Team Ninja, it's Souls-like. yeah, definitely at least strong influence from it. You can also change it later. Can you change like your entire look? Like even your base type and stuff? Or do you mean like only based on the preset you're choosing? I think I might go with the stubble and the mustache here. Hysteric mustache, it's a classic. Gonna see a lot of that very soon in Syndicate. You can edit all of it once you get to a certain point. Gotcha. Well, I guess in that case, you know, we're not like missing out on anything. I will customize the voice for.
Let's go.
Yeah, so you have like 2 different types of voices.
Let's go. Don't mess up. The two of us are one. Don't forget this.
Or this.
Let's go. Don't mess up. The two of us are one. Don't forget this.
You know, I'm not sure if it's right to call this one like more exaggerated, but I kinda dig it. It sounds like, you know, like straight up from an anime or something. And this is the voice I also chose for my test run.
Let's go.
Like a bit deeper even. Like this.
Don't mess up. The two of us are one. Don't forget this.
So I'm gonna go with this. Options. No, thank you. Okay, so basically done with this character here. And I think her I'm just gonna leave like this, except for maybe there's like any cool like makeup or something we could get for her. And also, of course, her voice here.
Let's go. Don't mess up. Let's go. Don't mess up. The two of us are one. Don't forget this.
Like the second type better, I think. Gonna leave the voice pitch as it is. Let's also give her a nice mustache, of course. I mean, if they're twins, they're gonna have the same beard, right? That reminds me so much of that movie Shaolin Kickers, a Chinese movie about Shaolin football, as in soccer. And it's like very ridiculous, but there's a team of women that have like mustaches and stuff on their faces, so they can pretend to be men and still compete in the tournament. That's what this look reminds me of. Oh damn, I can do like a full face paint. Spooky. Pretty cool that you can though. I can imagine some people get like really creative here, but I'm honestly just happy, you know, like changing only little things above a base preset, and I think I'm gonna call it here. I do also quite like the hairstyles, you know, and also like something that kinda matches or mirrors, I guess, so. We are good here. Let's finalize. Setting up your veiled edges. As a swordsmith polishes a blade, so too does a bladesmith sharpen the veiled edges in their charge. Choose a blade sharpening origin to determine the veiled edge's initial abilities and special skills, as well as the weapons with which they excel. Learn the way of a veiled edge passed down for generations, cut down those that stand in your way, and strike fear into your enemies. Okay, so we can repel arrows and bullets here. Then Breaker is the art of ninjutsu to complete highly dangerous missions, trained in utilizing various equipment and can assassinate multiple enemies at once. Wow, I like the sound of that, that's for sure. Seducer. Learn the art of being charismatic and charming. Efficient and practice movements allow for efficient key usage. And you will be also very clever with words to deceive people. I mean, that sounds nice too. You would get the Speechcraft Liar ability. Then we have Seppa. Learn a wide range of knowledge required for a spy, adept in handling firearms, medical practice, and also excels at negotiations. Yeah, not too interested in this. And then there's like 2 additional kind of like sharpening origins. The beginner's kind of like good in a wide range of skills, but doesn't really excel in anything. And I guess unsharpened is kind of like if you want to have a challenge. Basically 5 ability points are taken away from you. Whereas a beginner is just like, you know, equally as strong in any of his trees between strength, dexterity, charisma, and intelligence. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Breaker because I like the weapon type there with the dual swords for sure. And we get rapid assassinations. If I can assassinate people, I'm all for it. Cassandra can do rush assassinations. Well, I guess you're gonna have to find out if rush or rapid assassinations are better. To be fair, rush assassinations are super powerful, or more like overpowered in AC Odyssey. Especially if you get to upgrade it. Like way too easy to take down bases with that ability. I think honestly it would be better if that ability wouldn't work once you detect it. That kind of like stops once you go assassinate people that are aware of you. Like their style. The way they nodded to each other. And also their clothing. I have to say, the clothing reminds me immediately of Assassin's Creed outfits. You know, that kind of like red waistband is such a like Assassin's Creed iconography, I think, or part of it. But it's difficult to unsee when like, you know, other games are having the same type of red waistband.
Follow me.
Alright, we got our first entries here in the encyclopedia. Special skills. Hold A to expand skill points and acquire special skills. Learning special skills a certain number of times will improve the corresponding stat. Strength, dexterity, charm, or intellect. The encyclopedia contains all manner of useful information. In the archive, you can read descriptions of people, organizations, and areas. In events, you can recall important events from the past. And in the guide, you can review the tutorials you've seen so far. Okay, so the protagonists are just called Veiled Edge 1 and 2. One half of the Veiled Edge, a twin warrior unit specially trained by the Kuroso clan to oppose their shogunate overlords. They lost their family when their native village was razed by the shogunate spies. Together with a blade twin, they were taken in by the bladesmith, a veteran warrior who trained them in the veiled arts. Veiled Edge 2. One half of the Veiled Edge, a twin warrior unit specially trained by the Kuroso clan to oppose the shogunate overlords. So it's basically just, the same, because they're kind of like the same character, I guess, for now. Depending who you start playing as. And the Bladesmith, real name and origin unknown, trains Veiled Edge warriors for the Kuroso clan, rescued by the protagonist and their blade twin when their village was burned down by shogunate spies, and raised them as Veiled Edge unit. The Kuroso clan, a small clan in the Hokuriku region, which suffered under the heavy taxation and forced labor policies foisted upon it by the shogunate. As tensions escalated, it secretly began to raise Veiled Edges, twin warrior units possessed of a unique skill set. And we have the Edo shogunate. The military government quartered in Edo, the shogun holds supreme power, and under him serve the chief minister and council of deputy ministers. Descendants of Ieyasu Tokugawa, the architect of the shogunate, have served as its head for generations. Daimyos throughout the land are granted control of the regions in exchange for the promise of military service to the shogunate. And Ieyasu Tokugawa is actually a character we met in Shadows, isn't it? I'm pretty sure we did. Mount Fuji. The tallest mountain in Japan, its awe-inspiring presence has made it an object of spiritual devotion since ancient times, as seen in literary works such as the Man Yoshu, an anthology of 8th century Japanese poems, and the tale of a bamboo kata, written in the late 9th or early 10th century. Its most famous depiction in visual art comes from Hokusai's 36 Views of Mount Fuji. In 1707, a huge volcanic eruption burst from Mount Fuji, raining ash upon Edo for over 10 days. Can't wait to see this in Forza Horizon 6. And the Veiled Edge. Special combat unit of the Kuroso clan, hoping to one day overthrow the shogunate, the Kuroso clan has secretly been training warriors in the martial and ninja arts. Virtually anonymous, they are capable of blending in among people of any class or trait. Each twin warrior unit receives special instructions from a teacher, known as a bladesmith. (1853). Speaking of which, I haven't played a racing game in a while. That is true. I definitely haven't. I mean, I would be down to play one again. But yeah, with like lack of stream time, I've been kind of like just having different focuses, I guess. Not so much on like casual games, I guess. But I definitely want to return to playing a racing game again. I mean, once Forza 6 comes out, I will think long and hard about getting it. But I'm probably still going to be able to play it, like Levy's going to get it for Steam, I think. So I can probably maybe, you know, already play like a little bit of it when she's not playing. Or I just decide to get it myself, but not sure if I'm gonna wait for that. Because, yeah, the games can be pretty expensive. Hello there, Doppledor, welcome in, and good day. Maybe in order of one game in which Michael Schumacher wins the championship. Sounds pretty law accurate. Gotta follow the timeline, even with victory of tournaments, and who's gonna win it. Touch the banner. So what, the banners are like the bonfires in this game? So you can take track of your mission and stats, I guess. Okay. Interacting with a Veiled Edge banner will restore your health as well as replenish your medicinal pills and projectiles. Just be warned that it will also cause defeated enemies to reappear. So it's like literally like a bonfire. When you run out of health or restart the game, you will return to the last Veiled Edge banner that you interacted with, or else the last checkpoint that you pass. Racing game Star Wars. Honestly, that Star Wars racing game doesn't look half bad. But it's also made by the guys behind Burnout, isn't it? Now, if I was interested in, or like a fan of Star Wars, then I would definitely play it, I think. Because I love the Burnout games. But, yeah, I'm not that big into Star Wars myself. So I'm not sure if I have to play like a racing game set in that universe. But I mean, if the gameplay is just good in general, then I don't really care too much on what, you know, setting it is. As long as it's like, you know, appealing. Alright, enough digging around. I think my twin is getting a bit impatient here. But it's tempting to just, you know, look around.
What are you going to use?
Okay, so Breaker excels in dexterity. Recommended weapons are the paired swords.
It's best to go with something that suits you.
So the normal attacks are just X. Advanced attack is movement plus X. And then you can hold X for a charge attack. All attacks require ki as indicated by the blue gauge. Practice attacking against some belts of straw. Okay, and then we can also choose a second weapon type here. The polearm, the katana, the spear, or the odachi.
You still not done yet?
Now, we have a dual sword. And it's kind of like redundant to take another sword, I guess, but I can't pass on a katana. Katanas are just too good.
That one, eh? Be sure you take some time to get a feel for it.
Yeah, you can kind of like change weapon type by pressing right bumper and D-pad up. Okay.
You're happy with that, Zen?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Alright, let's go.
Training or not, I won't pull my punches.
A ladder.
Not bad.
Okay, so medicine and pills are used for health. Now finish him. Hello Verdex, welcome in dude. A letter? For me?
Letter? Who from?
Welcome in dude. Martial skills. Hold right bumper and press X or Y. Use key to unleash powerful attacks. Each martial skill has special attributes. It may be modified by repeatedly pressing or holding the button. Exhaust an enemy's key using martial skills or other attacks. With a stance broken, they'll be unable to move and you can unleash devastating strikes. Howdy howdy. Hope you're having a nice day, Dex.
Right, let's rimba up, shall we?
Yeah, definitely have to get those timings right by learning them. The backstep.
This way.
It wasn't exactly fair, Blade Twin, was it now? But I definitely heard about this game, but it's a bit of a learning curve
Portal.
to learn the parry timings on like specific weapon types.
We're here.
This location reminds me a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, where yeah, that you know, special tree that Jin and his uncle are fighting under.
Time to begin. Cross swords and show me all you've learned.
I'll get the better of you this time.
Use the counter spark to deflect and neutralize enemy attacks. So counter spark is with Y. Deflecting attacks with counter spark will cause enemies to become temporarily panicked, opening up a window of opportunity for you to deal major damage. An enemy's panic status is indicated by the red gauge.
Well played.
Read their intention.
Counterspark chains. You can deflect the repeated attacks of an enemy combo using Counterspark, but please know that deflecting one attack in a combo will not cause an enemy to become panicked, so rather than focusing on deflecting everything, it may be best to block. I like it. The best way to drain an enemy of ki is to first reduce their maximum ki. Panic enemies with counter sparks and then attack to significantly reduce their maximum ki, making it easier for you to fully deplete their ki. In such a situation, the use of martial skills will prove more effective than normal attacks.
I know your every move. You'll have to do better.
Critical hits. Critical hit Y when the enemy's stance has been broken. Fully deplete your enemy's ki to break the stance. Once the enemy has been incapacitated and the lock-on icon has turned red, you will be able to execute a critical hit capable of dealing major damage.
What am I doing? You've improved.
Yes, you did well. Next, you will fight me. I will face the both of you.
Stay sharp.
You also attacked my twin, or only me? She's the only focus on me. Okay then.
In the veiled edge, two of one. Show me how well you've been trained.
Now's our chance!
You can switch control between either Veiled Edge member at any time. Changing between your characters to suit the battle condition may help you to turn a fight to your advantage. This looks exactly like Neo without magic so far. That's fair. I mean, sounds good to me. Don't have too much magic in my historical games. Just a teeny tiny bit. Ouch.
It looks like you're getting somewhere. Working together is the only path to success. Savor how it feels, for two to work as one.
What's the matter? You're normally sharper than this.
That's enough training for now. I'm assigning you a new mission. The black ships from America are anchored off the coast at Yokohama. Sneak aboard and steal the secret message in Commodore Perry's possession. And if the opportunity arises, kill Perry. Understood?
I have a feeling I'm not supposed to question too much here at this point. Understood.
A response worthy of the Veiled Edge. This is the day our clan has long prepared for, when we finally go to war with the Tokugawa. This is an order. Failure is not an option. Are you ready to head for the black ships?
Interesting, there's related entries. The conversation history can be used during cutscenes to replay previously spoken lines of dialogue. Curated entries options allow you to read up on people and events connected to the present scene. Huh, that's pretty cool. Interesting. So we did read all of the entries here at this point. But I like that that's a thing.
Good. I know you will not let me down. Now move.
A letter?
A letter? For me? Hello there, Eli, welcome in. And good day.
We leave the boat here.
We can't risk causing a commotion. We must strike together. Let's begin.
Infiltrating the black ship. Leaving the mission area?
Take one of them out. Leave the other to me.
Okay then. Okay, so I can't be underwater for too long here. Lock on with right stick and switch targets also with right stick. Locking the camera onto an enemy will make fighting them easier. You will also be able to see the enemy's health and ki.
The two of us are one. Don't forget this.
Oh, I like it. Was pretty cool. Different types of enemies can be identified by different overhead icons. Normal enemies have like one arrow, I guess, and the other one is formidable foe. Some formidable foes function as the leader of enemy groups. After you have taken out the leader of an enemy group, they will no longer reappear when you interact with a banner. Okay.
Time to suffer. Prepare yourself.
Okay, so I guess we have to go down, but just want to have another look around here. Okay. Let's go down. Enemies will notice you and attack if they hear you. Crouch by using left stick. Walk lightly tilt with left stick. This will allow you to move silently. Approach enemy without being noticed, then press Y. This allows you to quickly dispatch enemies without engaging them, provided you can sneak up on them. Note that you may not be able to assassinate formidable foes in one fell swoop.
Approach from the back. Take it slow. All the practice has paid off.
Oh fuck. I didn't see you there. Whoops.
Child's play.
Stop cutting the hands off. But it's way too fun doing that. I love the early, industrialization encounters. Because we haven't really had that at this point yet. Steam-powered machines and stuff. Adding affinities. Deflecting enemy gunfire and other such attacks with a well-timed counter-spark will temporarily set your weapon ablaze. Attacking enemies in this state will cause them to burn. Oh shit. Not quite. Jesus, for timing. Okay.
This way.
Oh, nice. We got a rifle. Rifles are noisy but enable powerful attacks at range. Nice soul.
Looks pretty busy. Is there another way?
Using the grappling rope in battle. You can use the grappling rope as a weapon when locked on to an enemy. Also, certain objects like explosive barrels can be thrown at enemies. Yo. That looks kind of funny.
They are no match for the veiled edge.
Malaka, I'm on fucking fire. Always fire barrels. You've obtained a new weapon. Select equipment from menu to equip or switch your primary melee and sub long range weapons. Weapons, armor, and accessories are equipped to specific slots. Weapons and armor each have their own stat. Aptitude, so equip items that are suited to your skill to really get the most out of them. Press left trigger for details of the stat aptitude of your equipment. Saber. Ooh. I like how that combat stance on him changes completely. That's pretty cool. Is this an HOR game? I'm not sure what that stands for, to be honest, Dex. Hello there, Ave. Welcome in, dude. Yeah, it's going pretty good so far. We are very early into it at this point, just on the first mission, really. But, yeah, it's been quite good so far, I have to say. Like, a good first impression for sure. Especially the combat sticks out so far. I like, even when I'm standing idly, that, you know, he's doing that animation. Achieve it, so he's stopping doing that. Ah, gotcha now, Dex. Yeah, it's part of the historical chronology of the timeline. Decided to put it into the a bit spontaneously, I guess. I had it like on the timeline a while ago, then took it down because I heard that the port to PC wasn't so good initially and all that, but yeah, now that it's running better, I decided to give it a chance after all. But yeah, it's quite an interesting time in history for sure, you know, like the American influence on Japan. Japan for the first time really opening up trade relations and kind of like a time of modernization happening. We're currently actually invading an American steam-powered ship. One of the black ships that arrived under Matthew Perry in 1853. Hello there, Lucinda. Welcome in. Howdy, howdy. And good day, how's it going? Oh, that's fair, Ava. Yeah, I also definitely heard all the mixed reviews and like lots of criticism. I think the game definitely suffered from what I've seen, you know, being compared to games like Ghost of Tsushima. Which I guess it's definitely not trying to be, you know, like this is more like a, yeah, Souls-like game, I guess, that the developers decided to make open world, but their first attempt is at an open world game, I guess. But I'm not even in that open world stage yet. At this point, it's like still pretty linear. But you can really tell it's like much more inspired by, you know, Souls-like games, really. Was this a game that Amita played not all that long ago? Do you think he didn't finish it? Or was that Rise of Rome or something? I'm not too sure, honestly. I don't think he played this game though. At least not as far as I can remember. I didn't see him play this one. The only person on Twitch I think I saw play this game was actually Gizlek. But yeah, there was one game that Amita didn't finish, right? And I can't really remember either which game it might have been. Or which game it kind of like moved on from. How was it Rise Son of Rome? Yeah, because that's also a game I played as part of the historical chronology. I wonder why I didn't like what the issue there was. It maybe was like technical related, because I think definitely has some issues. The game opens up once you start discovering weapons. Well, I just discovered a saber. So let the open world commence. New weapon type and everything. We even uncovered a rifle. Yeah, Rise is a very short game. You can definitely finish that in like 2 streams or so. That was 1,900 years ago. It felt like it was yesterday. Or like last year or something. For whatever reason your brain was like Rise of a Rome or something. I mean, Rise of a Ronin and Rise Son of Rome. I can definitely see the comparison or like mix up. Okay, so I can't move away from here, right? Let's go back. You believe it was difficulty related regarding saves and such in Amita's case? Ah, okay. I mean, that sucks if you have issues with the save file. There's a rifle with bayonet. American influence, maybe? Because that's something that was used in the American Civil War quite a lot, wasn't it? Which is right around the corner here from this game.
Prepare yourself.
It's really cool, you know, seeing all the technological advancements here already so early into the game. Because we're definitely now getting into the time of history where, you know, things really pick up and, you know, advancements will be much quicker to happen. Industrial and technological ages.
Child's play.
He's doing a bit of breakdance. What? But now he's just stuck. That was a long death animation. Are you alright, dude?
It's close.
Yeah, so can I actually read Perry's report, I wonder? Items. Okay, not here. Inventory. Oh yeah. Perry's report. A report written by Commodore Perry intended for the US government. Though at face value it describes a method of hunting a monstrous whale, on closer inspection it reveals Perry has attended covert meetings with the upper echelons of the shogunate with the aim of opening Japan's borders, a goal numerous parties have been working towards for many years without success. You can view information on combat styles from the menu Combat Style screen. Press X to view combat style stats and upgrade requirements. You can then see a description of each martial skill and the requirements for learning it on the Y martial skills detail screen. Furthermore, repeated use of the same weapon type will increase your weapon proficiency. Press right stick to check your weapon proficiency. Reaching a certain level of weapon proficiency will earn you skills and skill points. The game is definitely not short on tutorials, that's for sure. Ah, gotcha. So the different entries might also get updates. In this case, the Kroso clan. On learning of the existence of a secret treaty concluded between the shogunate and the United States of America, the Kroso dispatched two veiled edges, the protagonist and their blade twin, to the black ships anchored in Yokohama. The mission is to steal the secret document which might provide a pretext for taking down the Tokugawa shogunate, and if the opportunity should arise, to assassinate Commodore Matthew Perry of the US Navy. The Mumyo Ryu. The martial arts style of the Kroso clan, its founder is unknown, a unique style that is most effective when performed with a partner. Its practitioners are known as veiled edges. Initiates are assigned a counterpart or blade twin from a young age, so that they will be perfectly in tune with each other in the field. In addition to being trained in the art of various deadly weapons, they are encouraged to assimilate martial techniques picked up from their enemies. Veiled edges are capable of drawing on the force of their opponents by way of a defensive measure known as the counterspark. Clan. A daimyo's land and its superstructure. Daimyo are warlords granted authority over lands collecting more than 10,000 koku of rice. In the mid-Edo period, around 17th to 18th century CE, The term Han, meaning enclosure, came into the use as a word for clan, suggesting that the daimyo and the clans functioned as a bulwark for the shogunate and giving rise to terms like Hanshu, lord, and Hanshi, vessel. And the Black Ships. It's a name given to Western ships arriving in Japan, because the Western ships that first established contact with Japan in the late 16th century were black. The name Black Ship was henceforth used to distinguish them from Chinese and Japanese ships. I think he had a stroke there at the end. It sounded like crook and bitchy or something. Not glitchy, it sounded like bitchy. Hello there, Oliver, welcome in, dude. Thank you for the 13 months of resubbing. And good evening to you. It's really funny, like hearing the text-to-speech bot sometimes, you know, saying the same thing over and over again.
From the Old Kingdom.
From the Old Kingdom. Ancient writing. The language of the gods. That's right. It's some true poetry right there. So the name Black Ship was henceforth used to distinguish them from Chinese and Japanese ships. Commodore Perry's flotilla of warships also had black houds, striking fear into the hearts of all who saw them. The black color of Western ships is owing to the use of tar, which has waterproofing properties. Indeed. Have you played this game before, Oliver? Or have you seen or heard of it? I feel like this one is flying quite a bit under the radar.
This country will open up at long last. After an epic voyage, I will triumph where all others have failed.
Blackened silver saber. Let's have a look. Okay, it's actually quite a bit worse. Only seen and heard about it a little bit. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't for Gisek playing it and I guess seeing like a little bit of it when it was first announced and like launched, I wouldn't have known too much about it either. But I have to say, so far my first impression is pretty positive.
Japan. The great white whale that's eluded all others. But my vision is clear, and my harpoon ready. Huh? Assassins! I will not die till I've netted this whale.
Well, our first major historical character encounter here. Matthew Perry. To avoid the martial skills of enemies enveloped by a murderous red aura, you have to rely on perfectly timed counter-spark deflection. There are enemy martial skills which are very tricky to deflect with a counter-spark, and some cannot be blocked by guarding. For this reason, dodging can sometimes be a more effective strategy.
Watch out!
Jesus. What the fuck was that? He just shot her mid-air. What the shit? What kind of magic is that? Oh, I do also have a rifle here.
I'm getting rusty. I've come a long way. I'm not dying here.
Good! Time to finish him off!
I'm afraid I can't let you kill him.
Oh shit. I think this guy... Not sure if we're gonna be able to defeat this dude. He's like next level. Hey, look at this. What the fuck? Come on. I cannot... I couldn't revive him. But yeah, we were supposed to lose here, I'm pretty sure.
The Veiled Edge. So you actually... Rumor is, a Veiled Edge will sacrifice their partner for duty. So which of you will do the deed?
Okay, so I guess we really gotta choose now, once and for all. As I said, I wanna play as a male character. Would be kinda like funny if whoever you choose becomes the one who actually dies. But yeah, I'm gonna trust the game that whoever I'm choosing will actually be the protagonist here. Blocking bullets with a katana. Classic, isn't it? Dark Satan magic. It's technically possible. It is, yeah. Technically. is very difficult to pull off. You're doing great, Oliver. Just relaxing on your day off, enjoying some creamy pasta with chicken right now. Ooh, that sounds nice. I did also have pasta today, but with tomato sauce. But yeah, creamy pasta with chicken sounds really nice. I love also adding like mushrooms sometimes to like a creamy pasta like that. Are you sure you want to choose this protagonist? You will not be able to change protagonist later. Yes. No.
A village without a partner. Truly a pitiful sight.
I mean, it doesn't mean she has to be dead, right? But certainly lost an arm there.
That was the only trace that remained.
The two of us are one. Don't forget this.
At the behest of a bladesmith, the protagonist and the Blade Twin infiltrate one of the black ships to steal a secret message and assassinate Commodore Matthew Perry. Okay, so this is just like a recap, I guess. I guess for adding one bit that you don't necessarily know or see, it's that they're convinced that the counterpart is still alive. They resolve to forsake everything in the hope of reuniting one day. So the protagonist doesn't think that the counterpart has been, actually killed here. Just like, yeah, it's just like a scratch, really, isn't it? Nothing more. And yeah, she only left behind her scarf. Okay. Matthew Perry, Commodore of the United States Navy, at the order of President Millard Fillmore, his fleet of black ships circumnavigated the globe to negotiate the opening of Japan's port for trade. He is determined to compel the opening of Japan before any other Western power. So one of the reasons I think Japan was also that important to the United States was there was already an established trade between China and America at that point. And Japan was, a good docking station for the trade routes. But there was also, of course, resources they wanted to get potential access to, like lots of coal, which was very important at the time. And in general, having like more trading partners is a good thing, I guess. The United States. One of the Western powers, in 1776 it became a republic after declaring its independence from the British Empire. On behalf of President Millard Fillmore, an expeditionary fleet under the command of Commodore Matthew Perry was dispatched for the purpose of forcing Japan to open its ports to American trade before any other Western power. You were like, Matthew Perry, the actor, in this game? Imagine if. Imagine if Matthew Perry played Matthew Perry. Expedition 1776. The new game. Only people that are 1,775 years old can join that expedition. The arrival of the Black Ships. A US naval fleet headed by a pedo steamer arrives in Japan. The fleet is led by Commodore Matthew Perry, who was tasked with getting the shogunate to open Japan's ports by way of treaty. Recognizing its military inferiority to the Western powers, the shogunate accepted the terms of Perry's proposal and concluded a treaty of amity and commerce. With diplomatic relations established, the shogunate was obliged to supply the US ship with water, food, and fuel. It's pretty cool. I really like that related, entries list here that you have. It's a good way to connect, what's relevant. I think this game also has a very extensive cast of characters. So that's gonna help to kind of like keep the connections and, understand certain relations better, I think. Okay, so we're still in 1853 here. Shuriken can be thrown quickly and consecutively.
Oh, you're right.
Late flash. Right bumper immediately after an attack. Wanna see the video again? Ah yeah. Check out bloodstains and replenish ki based on the bloodstain amount. Use between attacks to perform various actions. Each attack with your primary weapon increases the amount of blood on it. The gauge displayed below the primary weapon icon indicates how bloodied your weapon is. Ah, that's a pretty cool way to give you like another combat mechanic that is, maybe not the most realistic or whatever, but actually adds like another flow and rewards you, for doing an additional action. I like the idea behind it. Oh shit, that's a lot of enemies. Blood for the Blood God fatality. Protagonist wins.
Defy the Shogun. Your clan is doomed.
I was about to say, like, let me kill him. But I guess he did it himself. At least dying. Fuck, I didn't want to use the medicine pole. I wanted to change my weapon. Nice. Air assassinations. He like he.
Good timing. I need your help. The Shogunate has bombed us. There's no end to them. It's all this government. Just as I suspected. You mean to abandon the clan and search for them?
They are still alive. I have to.
Have you forgotten the code? I cannot let you leave.
That's a bit extreme.
Deserters of the clan are marked for death.
Come now! Have you forgotten who the master is? A sorry sight. To think you survived.
Jesus, why does this always connect? Jesus.
What's wrong? I did not train you to hesitate.
Not sure if I can even counter that attack there.
This isn't over. How will you fight with your twin? Show me all you've got.
Jesus Christ.
Not bad. No, you did learn something.
Can't finish the job. You always were soft. You've been the same ever since I took you in. Ever since I lost my blade twin, I've had to live with the pain of surviving. Go! Succeed where I have failed. the giant tree to elude the Shogunate agents. Now go! Blade twins are tied together by powerful bonds. If you can sense them, I know you will track them down. Go, my child. Live your own life and die your own death.
Right? 5 years have passed. Let me go ahead and change the streaming title. But yeah, pretty good introduction to the game, I have to say. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised by this game. And yeah, you know, I get that this game maybe doesn't look like a game, you know, that's on par with like other AAA titles released in 2024. But it's not like this game looks bad either, you know. Especially if you think about this game being more like based on a Souls-like engine as well. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty nice view here. I like it. It would seem every enemy in this game is a Hordio. Yeah, definitely that has that Souls-like flavor. Hello Vakalix, welcome in, dude. Oh yeah, so you enjoy this game then? It's my first time ever playing it, but so far it's pretty good. Like, I've been enjoying the start of the game at least. And I think it's also a very interesting setting that this game is set in. The badass grandma that stays alive longer than you think she would. Classic.
Hey, you there!
Hello there. Yeah, for sure. Definitely try to just, you know, form my own opinions on the game.
You're a traveler, I take it. If I were you, I'd avoid the village beyond here. Bandits have moved in and made it their den. I came all this way to peddle my wares, but it's left me in a bind. The checkpoint's just up the road, too. How on earth did they let this happen? If you're determined to go, then take this with you. It should serve to distract the bandits at least.
The earthenware ball. Throw an earthenware ball to produce a loud bang and attract the attention of nearby enemies for a short time. Nice. Question is, how do I switch? Probably have to choose it somehow. Ah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna replace the American rifle with the earthenware ball here. For now. Ah, yeah, and we're wearing the Blade Twin scarf, which looks exactly the same, but does actually have some nice bonuses here. Don't have any heads yet. Okay. Check if you can kill this man. I'd rather not. Public order. Areas occupied by troublemakers will suffer from a disruption of public order and will be displayed as red dots on the menu map. Defeating of the troublemakers in an unruly area will strengthen your bond with that area, allowing its inhabitants to move freely and earning you special rewards. You cannot use veiled edge banners around until public order of the area has been restored. So I can't just jump so easily from one rooftop to another. Gotta say, like, as soon as we hit the open world, I feel like I could visibly see my FPS drop compared to the introduction. So I'll probably do a bit of testing around with graphic settings between this stream and the next. So where are the troublemakers? Ah yeah, so they're marked on the compass with red dots, I see. And to double assassinations, right? Though, didn't I get like a skill for that? Stats. Dexterity. Yeah, allows you to assassinate 2 enemies in quick succession. So I guess it might work if I start assassinating one of the dudes. I didn't know I had visibility here. So we can jump on enemies with my grappling rope and attack by pressing X. This one I accidentally uncovered that it's an ability. And we can also craft flammable and luminous powders that can be used to fill earthenware boards. So what, I can create like fireboards? I like that. Oh, look at this, we got a head. That's just a classic RPG moment, isn't it? The head looks absolutely ridiculous on him with the current outfit. But also it gives you defense 12, so of course you gotta use it. Everything for stats. Doesn't matter if you look absolutely ridiculous. The Great Balls of Fire. I like it. Is this the Japanese Syndicate? Well, time-wise, it's at least close enough. At this point, we're only 10 years away from Syndicate, really. Nice. It worked. Can use outfits? Nah, where's the fun in that? That is true as well, Gisek, yeah. It was definitely... I mean, it's not uncommon, you know, for people mixing cultures to also mix, you know, clothing styles. But yeah, it's still kind of funny. All of a sudden having that hat. I have no idea how it didn't see me. I didn't see anything. I have a formidable foe. Oh shit. Jesus, that blood. My whole face was covered in blood there. Nice hat. We obtained a horse flute. And we obtained a horse. Nice. Raising a Veiled Edge banner in a given location will unlock the ability to teleport to that location. Select a Veiled Edge banner from menu map to travel there instantaneously. Interacting with a Veiled Edge banner will restore your health as well as replenish your ammo and medicine. Just be warned that it will also cause defeated enemies to reappear.
The earthenware bowl I gave you was useful, I trust. I've got other things in stock too, so do have a browse. Do have a browse. What will it be?
Okay, we could buy earthenware boards, endurance remedy, consume to temporarily reduce weapon and key damage received. Of a power remedy. Okay. Red flowers. So we can also just loot these, I guess, so I'm not gonna buy that. Crafting. The craft feature allows you to create bowstring items and projectiles from various materials. Materials kept in storage will be consumed first. The more special skills you acquire, the greater the variety of items you will be able to craft. You can learn special skills from menu stats.
What will it be?
Smoke bombs? Now we're talking. And a flash powder too. Nice.
What will it be?
I mean, I don't see the wooden paired swords being any useful at this point, except if I actually wanna avoid killing somebody. But I think for now I'm gonna keep what I have here. Oh, I got gloves. Interesting.
Please come again.
Special effects? Ah ja. In your midway meme run, you randomly decided to carry around an orange quality wooden sword. And how good was it? Was it like holding you back a lot, or was it like fully viable? Revealing area information. Strengthen an area bond to increase its bond level and reveal hidden information for that area on your map. Gather all the collectibles in a given area and you will be rewarded with a completion reward. You can view the collection rates of various areas from the menu, map, or bond screens. The auto-run ability is now available. This will allow you to automatically travel to destinies of your choosing. Okay. And that's another territory. Find medical ingredients. Why not?
Begging your pardon, but could you lend me a hand?
Was pretty good. Of course, it was holding you back, but not in an exaggerated way like a low quality sword. You did have to upgrade it to your own level every now and then, so money sink. Gotcha. That's cool that it's like, you know, viable enough. You can still knock someone over his head, I guess. You can't look at that head. Isn't it like the first thing you're looking forward to when playing AC Syndicate? Having that beautiful top hat with Jacob.
This village needs to resume trading if it's to flourish again. But our stores have been near picked clean while we've been in hiding. Could I ask you to bring me ingredients to make medicine? Otherwise, I'm stuck. Really? Oh, thank you. I require a red flower for the medicine. Please search the hills nearby and bring me one.
You obtained a silver coin. Silver coins can be used in transactions conducted with traders and other selected merchants, or they may be redeemed for gifts after completing photography, cat collecting, and fugitive something. Cat collecting? And unlike Assassin's Creed, you can actually use unarmed in this game. That is true, yeah, I saw that there's like a dedicated fighting style as well for unarmed, which is pretty cool. Yeah, cat collecting. I was like, hold on now, what? Who doesn't love some cat collecting? Settling disputes and aiding people in need will initiate chance encounters with the people who live in the area. It may in turn strengthen your bond with that area. Jesus, they really have a tutorial for like everything in this game. Use materials at apothecaries to craft remedies, stones, and other stat and status altering items. Blacksmiths are where you can upgrade equipment and transfer special effects from one piece of equipment to another. Materials can be harvested from plants and minerals, or obtained from disassembled equipment. This game contains cats. I mean, I love to see it. You've been known to collect a few cat emotes. I love your cat emotes, Sinner. That one is still one of my favorites for involving cats from the hype train I've gotten at one point. The hooded cat. There's a lot of things in this game. Definitely seems like, yeah, quite a few different gameplay elements, but I like it so far. Neo had just one training mission and after that you were on your own. That makes sense, yeah. Since it's like much more of a Souls-like, I guess, whereas this game is kinda doing a bit of everything. I guess it's... I mean, so far I feel like the combat isn't Souls-like difficulty. I haven't died once yet. And I mean, it's like early on, right? So I'm probably gonna get my ass beaten soon enough. But it didn't have that, you know, typical Dark Souls encounter difficulty yet, I don't think. So maybe it's also, like this game is probably more about hand-holding than Neo is, I would guess. One Piece mentioned. Was it? I haven't watched a whole lot of One Piece, so I didn't get that reference. Yeah, the combat seems very fair so far, to be honest. And I reckon once it gets the counter spark timing down with different enemies and their style of fighting, then it becomes a whole lot easier. But yeah, then again, I'm only playing on normal difficulty, so I guess if I tried like a harder one, I probably would have died in that fight against the bladesmith. Because I was pretty close already, and I was like, you know, playing on normal difficulty.
Get away from me! Somebody help!
Freaking boss. Not sure if I can actually counter Spark a Boar.
Thanks. I know it's not much, but please accept this.
Why, thank you. You spent most of early game just dying, when you were fine, when you had trouble with some of the historically more significant and prominent characters. And the boar and dog sizes may be exaggerated. I also saw some enemies that were also like a bit exaggerated with the size they had. But that's alright. We're just gonna write it off as an exaggeration, I guess. Hello Vashilla, welcome in dude. Thank you so much for the raid and welcome in raiders. How is it going? How was the rest of Hitman today? I hope it went well. Welcome back, Ave. And for anyone that hasn't checked out Shilla's channel before, there's a shout out in chat. He's currently doing a first ever playthrough of Hitman World of Assassination. He also recently finished The Witcher 3, and that also included the DLCs, going for all the achievements in the game. And yeah, for a lot of games that he's playing, he's often trying to go for, you know, all the achievements and trophies to collect. So really taking it very in-depth and yeah, trying to see like all the games have to offer. But Takeda Shingen really did... oh shit, hold on. Oh, that's a bigger sword. Takeda Shingen really did ride onto a horseback and wielded a massive Tessen for an axe. The classic duo horseback, isn't it? Sarek in this game definitely takes some historical liberties. But it's definitely not the first game in the historical chronology that, you know, we played taking historical liberties. And yeah, the Ronin are rising, slowly but surely, Schiller. Hitman went well, you got 3 missions done, accidentally created a pile of bodies in the bathroom in the Bangkok hotel. That sounds like classic Hitman action, that is. But that's good progress, dude. You know, getting 3 missions done, because some of them can definitely be quite long, especially the one in Italy that you started out with. But it's definitely a lengthier one. At least when I played it, it was one of the longer missions I played. No worries for the shout out, Ivar Schiller. Yeah, I hope you've been enjoying the game so far. Also getting back into it. You feel the historical liberties are tasteful. That's good. You know, because taking historical liberties is one thing, and, you know, doing something in bad taste is another. So I believe the karma is similar to the swords in, you know, the swords-like games. When you've maxed out your karma gauge, interacting with a Veiled Edge banner or completing missions will convert your karma, earning you the skill points required to learn new special skills. Increasing your karma level will earn you the rare skill points Strength, Dexterity, Charm, Intellect, required to learn certain special skills. An icon will be displayed for certain missions, indicating that an objective is nearby. Approach icon to enter exploration mode, at which point the compass will turn yellow. As you get closer to your goal, the icon will be displayed. When exploring, it is best to check suspicious looking places first. I like everything just gets destroyed if I bump into it. It's also very Souls-like, isn't it? Can I grapple him? Maybe I have to be on one level with him. Oh. I guess that kind of worked. Partially. It's definitely interesting how you can get into panic mode yourself when you can't like dodge anymore. If you take like too many hits and the key kind of like runs out. Dosho. That's Mongols. Touché. But it's just way too iconic not to say it. Can I actually open up this door? I guess not. How's it going, Saint? Welcome in, dude. What if this cannot notice any of this? You're supposed to be on the lookout, dude. Okay, so we got some new items here, I think. Okay. There's Ronin missions, Bond missions, and Grassroots mission. Fair enough. So, we got the Traveler's Garb. Let's use this. The Martial Arts Gauntlets. I mean, at this point, I'm just taking whatever looks the best, to be honest. Well, it's not like any of the accessories are being displayed here with this outfit, so look-wise, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go back to using a rifle, actually. Gonna combine it with a shuriken. The mass-produced paired swords. Welcome to the industrial age. But yeah, let's use these here. He was watching the squirrel clearly. Exactly. Just way too tempting to watch the nature while being on the lookout. Love my head there. I think you're one of the only ones. Dr. Darling said earlier that he despises the head. And I can't even blame him. I think it looks kind of funny. Especially, you know, like in this time where you have like more and more American influences coming upon Japan to kind of like have a bit of a mix match. Keep an eye on your Ronin bonds in this historic era. Completing missions you are tasked with as a Ronin will increase your Ronin bonds, which will in turn bring you items and increase your influence. Schiller dude, thank you for the 55 stream streak as well. Cheers, I really appreciate it. Personal bonds. This screen allows you to view your bonds with people you have met. Deepening your bonds will bring you valuable items and allow you to learn new combat styles. Bonds with allies can be deepened through the act of gift giving and other tokens of friendship. And local bonds. Strengthening your bonds will give you insight into where to find Road Edge banners, fugitives, and treasure chests among other collectibles when looking at the map. Finding all the collectibles in a given area will earn you a completion reward, which will result in regional items being periodically sent to your longhouse. Ah yeah, so you have like a literal checklist. That's fine. I get that many people are like completely fed up with like checklist open world games, but I don't mind it too much. I don't have that like completionist urge quite as much. Like if I enjoy a game very much, then, you know, yeah, I might do it. But I'm probably just gonna do whatever I fancy doing, and if I come across it. Okay, so whatever's being added here for the protagonist is just like a recap of what we've already seen. So I'm gonna skip that here for now. And the same for the bladesmith. It's just like a reminder of what's happened, I guess. Ah yeah, that's new. Honmoku. The coastal region facing what is now Tokyo Bay. Many ships crossing the bay to Kizazaru leave from this location. It is home to shrines such as the Honmoku Juniten, which revere Shintai, objects believed to contain the spirit of a deity taken from the sea. Hokusai's celebrated Great Wave of Kanagawa, painted as part of his 36 views of Mount Fuji, depicts this very area. Ronin. A masterless samurai in the early Edo period, the 17th century CE, the wholesale seizure of daimyo assets by the shogunate created a large class of ronin who flocked to major cities looking for work. With few opportunities to find employment under a new master, some ronin opened dojos or temple schools, while others turned to artistic pursuits. By the late 19th century, there were even samurai who voluntarily left their clans to live more freely as ronin. Cats. I like that description. An animal that meows. I mean, that pretty much sums it up. Sounds good, Oliver. Hope you have a good sleep, dude, and a good night. Thank you for being here and for joining. And I will catch you next time, dude. Have a good one. Cats were first introduced as pets when they were brought over from mainland Asia during the Nara period around the 8th century CE. During the Heian period, from the 8th to 12th century CE, the practice of keeping cats was limited to the upper echelons of society. But by the Muromachi period, 14th to 16th century CE, it had filtered down and spread throughout the populace. Cats, an animal that meows. Say it ain't so. That's news. Sakura. A type of cherry tree that flowers each spring with blossoms of white and pink. These trees have been beloved of the Japanese since times of old, as recorded in ancient works of 8th century literature, such as the Kojiki, Chronicles of Japan, collection of 10,000 leaves, and more. During the Heian period, 8th to 12th century CE, many waka, classic Japanese poems, use sakura as a theme, to the point where even the word flower would imply sakura. Efforts to breed varieties of sakura began in the Edo period, as did the rise of many areas famous for the sakura trees. Are there any big cats in Japan? Honestly, not sure if there are. At least like, indigenous cats from Japan. Or that became like, indigenous with time. Did you, Shilla? I did also hear a bit of meowing yesterday when Lucinda was streaming. Seems like he just wanted to get to a window. Gotta watch all the squirrels and birds and stuff. Collect? Ah yeah, just gonna snatch an egg. Oh dear. You don't wanna know how he actually obtained the egg. It wasn't just lying there. He took it from a chicken. Bunny hops. The ninja arts. It's what he learned at the ninjutsu school. That's why I chose the background for him. It was one of the core lessons I learned early on as a child. How to snatch an egg from a chicken.
You brought the ingredients. Thank you so much. Dearie me, you brought more than enough, didn't you? Just to take the leftovers to other apothecaries like me. They can make something useful to you out of them, I'm sure.
Interesting that we don't actually have voice dialogue for the answers. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna say out loud the answers. Will this be enough?
Oh my, this is wonderful. Now I'll be able to make lots of medicine once again. Is there anything you need for your journey? It's best to stock up while you can.
Oh my god, I finished a side quest. A fetch quest of it. XP can be earned by defeating enemies and finishing missions. Earning enough XP will allow the protagonist to level up, raising their stats and granting them the skill points needed to learn special skills as well. Funny thing, around the time the game came out, they still keep finding historical traces of Shinobi Ninja. Huh. That's cool. And the mute protagonist is a JP game standard. That's fair. It's just a bit funny because we already had like some dialogue, right, with the characters. Like they aren't entirely mute, and you also have the option to choose a voice of a main character. But I guess they're like mute most of the time then. Better NPC voice acting than Shadows. Ah yes, we got 2 skill points here. Unarmed counter spark. Interesting. Both my background is for dexterity here. That's why I also have like a lot of skills here. So when I have a look if there's anything I might be interested in getting. Allows you to craft arrowhead oils and poisons. Press A in mid-air to leap off an enemy while dealing key damage after having landed on them once. Grappling rope assassination. Assassinate certain enemies using grappling rope without alerting their comrades. Approach an unsuspecting enemy from above and press right trigger to execute. That sounds very nice. We can also use grappling rope underwater. Nice movement utility there. A shuriken whirl. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get the grappling rope assassination for now. because for stealth it is quite useful indeed. Oh, look at that, we got a new headgear. I think Dr. Darling is gonna be happy about that. The square cow prevents flinching, has a bolster effect and blood gauge reduction. No top hat anymore. Oh, and a better traveler's garb. Nice. You think this is a bit of a tinfoil hat theory, but you think that originally it was supposed to be Sakamoto Ryoma as a protagonist? Oh yeah? Yeah, had to Google who he actually was specifically. But yeah, it definitely would have fitted. I mean, he died in 1867, like just at the tail end of this game's story too. You'll be happy for 10 minutes, then you have to sleep because you're tired. That's totally fair, Dr. Darling. I'm also not gonna go for much longer here. Gonna call it quite soon. Only one of the most important people of Japan. Don't mind me and my lack of Japanese historical knowledge. Oh my god, level 2. The rapid jumping animations look quite funny to say the least. Oh my god, another cat. Okay, that was such a cat move. I was like, oh, this is nice. Never mind, get away from me. You suck. And meanwhile, I'm gonna destroy stuff. You gotta love cats. Most accurate cats I've ever seen in a video game, probably. The most accurate dogs I've ever seen in a video game was in The Last of Us Part 2, when I played that recently. She knew you were a dog person. I guess so. Honestly, I think I might be more of a dog person than a cat person, but I still love cats so much. But I guess so far in my life I had like stronger bonds with dogs than with cats. I really want to have a cat in a few years' time or something. Shiba Inu, you were a dog person. You're also a dog person, Saint. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I grew up with both. Like, we had a dog and a cat. And I love both of them, but our cat was like definitely not super into like cuddling and you know, like he was doing more his own thing and was like an outside cat and you know, hunting and whatever.
There'll be no getting through here.
Didn't really like to be petted too much. But he did warm up with time to me though. Like to me and my mom. So eventually actually got him to like sleep on my bed sometimes. Which was a pretty big deal for him. Oi.
Looks like we got another sucker! Who the hell are you?
Oh nice, we got a spear. But definitely wouldn't mind testing out some other weapon stouts and stuff. Even if this is like the preferred one for like my background, but I feel like the game is pretty open about you choosing whatever you want to. Or combining stouts the way you like them. But yeah, I think this is actually gonna be where we call it for this stream. And the start of Rise of Ronin here. Because it's getting late over here and I've been going for like over 3 hours now. And then in the next stream we can really dive, you know, deeper into the actual open world and get really started with, you know, the first main story mission in the open world too. But yeah, we got through the introduction, got a bit of a intro also to the historical background here and what's happening. I'm a bit surprised about, you know, the time jump so early in the game. Like that we already jumped from 53 to 58. Makes me wonder what he did in those 5 years. You know, because it seems like this is just only where his adventure is starting. But I guess it's also so it lines up with other historical events and characters appearing. But yeah, so I have to say, I quite like it. I'm glad we didn't die yet. But I'm sure it's gonna happen in the next stream. Once you get some really formidable foes. But yeah, so far I felt the combat, at least on regular difficulty, is plenty fair. Like if you played, you know, some combat games, then you're gonna be fine, I think. And you're not getting punished too hard for making mistakes. Like I'm still getting hit plenty of times. But it doesn't result in like you like insta dying or something. But yeah, let me go ahead and have a save here. Oh no, my Blade Twin isn't in the screen anymore. Requiescat in pace. So far there's many changes compared to Neo. I definitely bet, yeah. It's the first time I ever did like an open world type of game too. I can definitely feel like it's, you know, more like a Souls-like meets, you know, Assassin's Creed and those kind of games. But the combat feels very much like a Souls-like combat. But pretty fast-paced, I guess, and without having like played or seen too much of Sekiro, I guess it might go more into that direction, perhaps. Okay, so we have a Mita who's playing a bit of Elder Scrolls Online at the moment, so we're gonna go and join over there, see how things are going for him. I want to thank again everyone so much for coming by and for joining us for the first stream of Rise of the Ronin. Thank you also Oliver for the resub earlier, and Shilla, thank you again so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Fun-paced, indeed. Sekiro's parry until the boss doesn't have stamina and you get a killing blow. I guess that element is similar then. I mean, it's not like that's all you're doing in the combat here in this game, but it's definitely about getting rid of a key, which I guess is like stamina of the enemy, and then you get like an opening that you can use to deal like tons of damage. You're very Shilla for the stream. Thank you for being here, and again for the raid. You too, Saint. Have a good night. Catch you next time. Take care. You think Sekiro also has a mid-air parry? This game has mid-air parry? Does it? I haven't seen that one yet, but I look forward to finding out. There's definitely some pretty cool mid-air skills so far I've seen. Also involving the grappling hook. Or rope, I guess, as they call it in this game. Before we go and raid, I want to give some shoutouts to Gizlek, who's been playing some Digimon Story Time Stranger. He also played Rise of the Ronin when the game came out and really enjoyed it. Lucinda, who's been playing Spyro the Dragon, working on finishing the game actually with the final boss, I think it was, in that game. Also a big fan of Resident Evil games. Shilla, who's recently finished his Witcher 3 100% all achievement playthrough, and is now working on Hitman Word of Assassination, which he's playing for the first time ever. We got Assertive currently playing some Echoes of the End. Zemexi is currently playing Red Dead Redemption for the second time since 2010, where the game launched. And he's also currently working on Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Ave, he's been playing some Resident Evil 4. He's doing the DLC where he's playing as Ada. Soul Tripper has been doing some just chatting, but is also a big fan of crafting, playing and building guitars, and checking out some really trashy games sometimes. And also Jay, who's doing his first ever playthrough of God of War Ragnarok. No worries of a shout out, Chiller. More than happy to give you one. And yeah, let's start a raid to a meter. Oh, I just realized that you had drops going on, apparently, Schiller, for Hitman. Because I got some, like, purple designed items, apparently, for the game. I mean, I guess I'm not complaining about free items. You realized that as well after the stream? Gotcha, yeah. I mean, that's nice. My lurking has definitely paid off while I was streaming. Yeah, for sure. Definitely nice additional reason to watch a certain game. But yeah, hope everyone has a good rest of their evening and night. I'll catch you guys next time, and until then, take care.